Hello, it is the 8th of December. It's 10 to 4 in the afternoon, or 15:50. It's the 8th of December 2020 and 31 degrees. And right now I'm in the suburb of Kenmore. Sign over there pointing toward the Moggill Ferry. And I'm on Moggill Road right now. Our Lady of the Rosary Church just up there. And Catholic school in through there. We're heading down toward the Kenmore roundabout and the shopping centre down below. The Indigenous people of the broad area of Kenmore and surrounds are the Jagera and Turrbal groups, and there have been archaeological remains recorded, including stone axe heads and sharpening stones. And by the way, a number of Bora rings, that's B-O-R-A, Bora rings, have also been recorded from Fig Tree Pocket to Balbarry. And some place names derive from Indigenous language, like Moggill comes from Magil, M-A-G-I-L. And Moggill meaning, or Magil, M-A-G-I-L, meaning water dragon. That's where the name Moggill, M-O-G-G-I-L-L, comes from. And Balbarry means place of flowering gums. Well, Kenmore has two quite distinct European historic periods. The first is farming and market gardening, and the second is suburban development. See quite a few shops in there, including Go Ironing, Domino's, the Male Escape Barber Shop, Water World, Pool Shop, Red Hot Indian Cuisine, delivery takeaway, tailored paws in there as well. So the first is farming, the two distinct European historic periods. The first is farming and market gardening, the second is suburban development, and this is evidenced through enrolments at Kenmore State School. Kenmore State School is just down there behind those green trees. I'll take you down there in just a second. From 1900 to 1955, Kenmore State School was a one-teacher school with an average attendance of 30 pupils. So I'll just show you a picture of that, if I can position this piece of paper here. I happen to have a picture of Kenmore State School back in 1915. There it is. Then the average attendance popped up to 30 pupils. And in 1960, the attendance jumped to 100, and by 1970, there were 737 pupils at the school. So the early period of European settlement began in the 1840s. The area was surveyed in the 1850s, and after the establishment of the colony of Queensland in 1859, was released for sale in 15 to 20 acre lots to the wave of new settlers arriving from Britain. The earliest landholders in Kenmore were John McGrath and J. Twine, who were both living on their selected land as early as 1849. Other early families were the Paceys, who rented land in Pullenvale, Pinjarra Hills, and Andrew Todd, who purchased 100 acres of land. So we'll just cross here now. So we make our way down to Kenmore Shopping Centre. There's a lot of timber logging from this area as well, and that's supplied timber to other areas of Brisbane. Also, there were a lot of small farms in the area producing a variety of crops: potatoes, maize, arrowroot, sugar grapes, pineapples and other fruits and vegetables were grown here. Cotton was also grown and supplied to the Lancashire cotton mills during the time of the American Civil War, when US cotton production was disrupted. So a lot of cotton from Kenmore went over to the US. So Kenmore was still a farming area into the mid-1900s. And this is just a picture, if I can show you, if I can position this paper. There we are. Kenmore, a farming area into the mid-1900s. In the 1860s there were few roads, so one of the most convenient forms of transport and communication was the Brisbane River. There was a small fleet of steamers carrying goods and passengers between Brisbane and Ipswich. Also, the farmers along the river used small flat-bottomed boats which were rowed with oars to take their produce to markets in Brisbane and Ipswich. About 1880, Andrew Todd bought 100 acres of land in the centre of present-day Kenmore. He built a large home and named the property Kenmore Park after his hometown of Kenmore in Perthshire, Scotland. Andrew Todd gave the Presbyterians half an acre of his property to build a church. It opened in October 1885. The Kenmore congregation, led by the Reverend William Patterson, had held services in a small hall on the banks of Model Creek, and that was built by Orange Lodge in 1871. The first church was used until the size of the congregation grew too large, and the present Uniting Church was built in 1967. Just look up from where we came. There's the Kenmore State School through there. It's quite large actually compared to that picture I showed you earlier. Some really interesting little shops down through here. It's the Kenmore Gallery and Picture Framing. So, Kenmore State School. The earliest store in Kenmore was on the corner of Moggill and Brookfield Roads. It was opened in 1919 by Mill, Down and Cox and was called Hyde Park. Well, that's just about down where that roundabout is. Dairying began to play a large part in the local economy in the early 1900s. One dairy was run by the Pacey family. They used to get 9p a gallon for their warm milk run, and sent surplus supplies by rail from Indooroopilly to the Boovale butter factory. Up until 1930, when the Brisbane abattoirs were established, there were 5 slaughter yards in the Kenmore area. These included Lisk's in Huntingdale Street, then Pullenvale Road, Irish's, who had 60 acres in Wongabel, Lands at Chapel Hill, and Dobson's at Fig Tree Pocket, now Cliverton. Joe Lisk was killed in an incident, and his widow married Penhaligon. That's how the Penhaligon family became butchers. Some more history here. I'll try and get this this phone more even. That's better. So again, Kenmore area supported Aboriginal people for thousands of years. Archaeological remains and Bora Rings rock circles have been recorded from Fig Tree Pocket to Balbowrie. By the 1840s, the area now known as Kenmore was part of a sheep and cattle run. And that sheep and cattle run extended from Milton to Mount Crosby. From 1866, the land was subdivided into 15 to 20 acre lots and sold to new settlers arriving from Britain. Rainforest trees were cleared and taken by bullock wagon to Moggle Creek and then rafted down the river to Brisbane sawmills. Small farms were developed to grow potatoes, corn, arrowroot, sugar, grapes and other fruits and vegetables. Goods and passengers were taken by steamers and flat-bottom rowing boats to Brisbane and Ipswich. Cotton was grown and shipped to the Lancashire cotton mills in the 1860s, as we mentioned. So that's the Indooroopilly Kenmore Lone Pine Bus, 1930. And children on the shelter shed at Kenmore State School, 1920s. Major upgrade to dirt roads took place in the 1960s, including Moggle Road and its intersection with Brookfield Road. Earthworks for the village shopping centre, which we're walking toward right now, began in the late 1960s. The ambulance area was opened in 1972, the fire station in 1975 and the police station in 1978. Now, I've got a picture of the first Kenmore service station photographed in 1938, corner Moggle and Cedarley Roads. All right. So we're heading down Moggle Road still. A few shops in here. It's Baker's Delight, James Connoisseur Meats, Physio, Snap Fitness, 24-hour gym there, and Kenmore News. Kenmore State School through there. Now, I mentioned on one of my previous videos that every Christmas leading up to Christmas, Myer would have the best Christmas window displays, and the windows would be moving. All the displays would be moving, little characters moving in the windows, and the kids would absolutely love it. People would catch buses and trams and trains into the valley where Myer was at one stage, and also into the city where Myer still is in Queen Street, although it's on the other side of Queen Street. But those window displays were magnificent with those moving figurines in the window, but you don't see that anymore. However, I did notice some of those displays here at Kenmore Shopping Centre. Now, they're not in a big window out the front, but they're still in smaller windows, but inside the shopping centre. And I'll take you in there to have a quick look at that in a second. Apparently they're going to, I'll have to do another video on it when it happens, but they're going to get rid of that roundabout or redesign it because it's just too busy now. Oh, I forgot to mention too, I just went past it. I'll have to show you this. If you're after the, I suppose, one of the best, I shouldn't really say best, but for me it's the best so far because I haven't found a better one, but there may be a better one. If you're after really lovely Indian food, I'll just walk back here a second and just show you. Here it is. Spicy affair, Indian dine-in, takeaway. And I tell you, there's a really lovely atmosphere in there. The food is brilliant. Atmosphere is brilliant as well. And prices are really, really reasonable. There's your appetizers. Banquets there, some of your main courses. Did I show you the price of the banquet there? Yep, there we go. Chicken tikka masala is lovely, $18.90. Oh, it's all lovely really, all the food here. Yeah, anyway. Spicy affair for Indian food right here at Kenmore, if you like your Indian food. And I hear that people from all around Brisbane try to go to that one. Or those who know about it anyway. So now we're walking toward Kenmore Village shopping centre. It's where the first shop in Kenmore used to be. There's a bit more history down here. Can't see any prices on those houses there. So here's some more history. Okay. Some of this is probably going to double up with what I'll just get this this phone organised so we get a straighter image. Alright, so we already know that this was mainly rural area. We already know that dairying happened here and milk was delivered locally, and the surplus to the Bouval butter factory 5 slaughter yards in the area and Chinese market gardens were here. There were 2 blacksmiths along Moggill Road, you know about that. In 1919, a Hyde Park store was opened by Mid, Down and Cox on the corner of Moggill and Brookfield Roads. Okay, so I've already shown you a picture of Kenmore's first petrol station. There it is again. In the corner of Moggill and Brookfield Roads back in 1967. So the first petrol station was opened in 1938, corner of Moggill and Cedarley Roads, as we mentioned. Okay, we're going to go across now into Kenmore Village, and I just want to show you those lovely moving displays, which I said used to be a feature in the windows of Myer most Christmases. I don't know why they don't do that anymore. But the closest I could find to that sort of thing is in here, on a smaller scale, but still very well done. So I'm just going to go in here now. Here we are inside Kenmore Village Shopping Centre. And these are these wonderful windows I was telling you about. This is what you used to see in at Myer, this sort of thing. Isn't that brilliant? So remember, this is at Kenmore Shopping Centre, or Kenmore Village Shopping Centre. I'll take you around the other side. Another window here. Have a look at this one. Just look how intricate all of this is. Everywhere you look has a different story. There's a mouse being squashed by the rolling pin. Looks like someone's underneath that dough. Danger wires inside, do not touch. Let's see what's around this fourth window here. Treematic Tree Recycler, or rather the Treematic Tree Cycler. Alright, we'll go back to the first window once again. Something going on everywhere in these windows. Well, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video walk of Kenmore and also inside Kenmore Village with these moving displays. And these moving displays are here every Christmas. Just wish they were also in the big shopping centres in their windows as well in the city, like they used to be. So this is Jeff, otherwise known as Explorerman, signing off. Please subscribe. I really do value your subscriptions, and I do value the subscribers I already have. If you subscribe, you'll be notified of any future videos that come up. By the way, we'll be walking through Roma Street Parkland again, but this time at night, because the parkland has all the Christmas lights flowing right through the parkland, highlighting all the wonderful plants and flowers and trees. So we'll be doing that very soon this week. Hope to catch up with you soon. Thanks for going on this video walk with me. Talk to you soon.